Hello Canada and welcome to Direct Sellers Day Live 2020 on Facebook Live. I'm incredibly excited to be here with you today. If only it was in person, but maybe next year. My name is Peter Maddox and I'm the President of the Direct Sellers Association of Canada. DSA is the industry group for companies in direct selling. We work hard every day to ensure that direct sellers and their independent sales consultants are seen positively by the community and by government. This is our first ever Direct Sellers Day, and our goal is for it to be an event that grows and becomes an annual celebration of all that is great and empowering about direct selling. Over the next hour, as part of this live event, the DSA team and some amazing guest speakers will be providing you with insights into successful entrepreneurship and inspirational stories and advice on how we can continue to work together to tell the true story of direct selling in Canada. So settle in, grab your coffee, preferably in our Direct Sellers Day mug, and stick around. We also want you to participate on social media and share your thoughts on the Facebook Live chat. One lucky person will win a $200 Visa gift card, just like this one, and we will be announcing that winner at the end of today's live event. Let's take a step back. Whether you call it direct selling, social selling, network marketing, personal sales, or something else, it is important to know that you are part of a wider group of passionate people from across Canada and around the world. And what do all these people have in common? They personally sell products such as cosmetics, jewelry, homewares, and nutritional supplements, and services such as utilities and financial and legal advice away from a traditional retail location. They strive to improve themselves, build skills, and create earning opportunities and flexibility. And they care about others in their community, helping to lift them up as well. It is truly something that is exciting to be a part of. Now, to know where you're going, it is important to understand where you have come from. One of our current member companies, Avon, has been operating in Canada for over 100 years, and they were a founding member of the DSA in 1954. Other founding members included businesses such as Electrolux, Encyclopedia Britannica, and the Fuller Brush Company, who often use door-to-door sales. Things have really evolved. Today, direct selling is driven by technology, and the COVID-19 pandemic has made this even more true. Platforms such as Facebook Live and Instagram TV have opened up new markets beyond traditional geographic limitations. Direct Sellers Day in 2020 celebrates all independent sales consultants and has the theme of direct, social, influential. This year's theme focuses on how direct selling empowers individuals and highlights the positive social and influential independent sales consultants and direct sellers have in Canada. We recently conducted a study that showed that many Canadians are still unaware of the direct selling industry, or that they don't believe that it's a realistic option to make some additional income. Today is an important step in helping to raise that awareness. Today we ask everyone to proudly post their positive stories across social media and to get the hashtag Direct Sellers Day trending. After our first guest, I'll be back with my DSA colleague Cathy to tell you about more chances to win gift cards and other Direct Sellers Days activities. While you're with us, we once again ask you to share your questions and comments through the chat function. We'll try to read some out during this hour and answer any questions that are submitted. Now, here's a short Direct Sellers Day video to kick things off, part of a bunch of great stuff we shot a few weeks ago. Hi, I'm Peter Maddox, President of the Direct Sellers Association of Canada. We're excited to be here today to talk to you about Direct Sellers Day.
Hi, Peter. Thank you for having me here today. I'm Helena Alexander, Vice President and General Manager for Arbonne Canada and a proud member of the DSA in Canada. Direct Sellers Day is an annual celebration that takes place in September, led by the Direct Sellers Association of Canada and its members to help raise awareness of the direct selling opportunity. Direct sellers and their independent sales consultants across Canada band together to share their personal success stories and achievements.
I'm direct because as an independent consultant with Arbonne, I'm straight about what it takes to build a successful business. This is not an overnight success. It takes consistent efforts over time to build your business. People like working with me because I'm realistic about what it takes.
Je suis sociale parce que je connecte avec les gens dans le respect et l'écoute, afin de mieux les conseiller et les accompagner selon leur propre définition de la beauté. Je suis sociale parce que je fais une connexion du cœur en posant les bonnes questions afin de discerner les besoins de la cliente et d'y répondre.
I'm influential. I'm influential because She's Got Legs has provided me with a platform to reach women of all sizes and shapes. Recognize we can all be beautiful and feel proud while wearing clothes that fit and are comfortable. I can say this because this is how this company has made me feel. I feel more confident. I truly enjoy wearing their clothes. I would have never worn prints before. Now you can't stop me.
And I've been empowered through direct selling. Direct selling has empowered me because I am me. There is nothing more empowering than owning who you are exactly as you are. The world today values authenticity, and the direct sales industry values integrity. Together, with the sales of our products and business opportunity, I have been able to empower others to love themselves, and I have been able to love myself exactly as I am.
Participating in Direct Sellers Day helps Canadians understand that there are other ways to purchase goods and services safely without having to visit a retail location. It also helps them understand that supplementing their earnings by becoming a full or part-time independent sales consultant for a direct seller could be a viable opportunity for them without the need for an initial large financial investment.
Help us raise awareness for the empowering direct selling opportunity by celebrating with us on Direct Sellers Day.
Celebrate Direct Sellers Day.
Visit dsa.ca for more information and to download your Direct Sellers Day toolkit.
Welcome back to Direct Sellers Day Live. We will have more great videos throughout the hour, focusing on individual stories from across the industry. This live event is all about providing meaningful insights. So what better place to start than with a guest who wrote the book on direct selling. Yes, she actually wrote the book, Direct Selling for Dummies. Belinda Ellsworth has been a professional speaker and direct sales mover and shaker for more than 25 years. She's helped thousands of entrepreneurs make better decisions and build business strategies using her 4 pillars of success system. Her podcast, Work From Your Happy Place, where she interviews other successful entrepreneurs, is consistently in the top 10% of all podcasts. Please join me in welcoming Belinda Ellsworth to answer a few questions on the topic of achieving selling success. Hi Belinda, welcome to Direct Sellers Day Live.
Hi, Peter. Thanks so much for having me. It's an absolute honor, and it's a thrill to be part of this very special day for all direct sellers.
Yeah, it's an amazing event for us, and we're super excited for it, and we're super thankful for you joining us today. So without further ado, we'll get into some questions, and if anyone on the chat has any questions for Belinda as well, then feel free to add them into the chat. So first question, a lot of new people will be joining the industry this fall. What are a few tips for success for them?
Well, I always say the number one thing that people do is failure to launch. So really take the time to create some momentum with your new business, launching it properly. Get a strategic plan. A lot of the companies have onboarding programs. Make sure that they take the time to learn that. The other thing is give yourself some time. A lot of people they'll reach out to a few people, ask if people will, either buy something from them or host or want to join their company, and they give up too quickly. They need to learn all that they can and take the time to educate themselves. It's a new opportunity, and sometimes it's presented as, really easy and a lot of fun, and it is all of those things, but you do need to educate yourself on exactly how to be successful. And the other thing is master your craft. Practice, practice, practice. Whether that is presentations, whether it's in scripting, take the time to create those scripts for yourself. That's why we provide a lot of that in the book, but your companies provide a lot of that. And there's so many resources, but people just give up before they ever get started. So failure to launch is, I would say, the number one reason that people don't succeed. And creating momentum is the number one reason they do succeed. So that's my advice in that category.
Awesome, that's fantastic. I think, taking your time is always a good choice in terms of starting out something new. Somewhat related to that, and somewhat possibly related to COVID-19, is that more people will be selling their products online. So what sort of tips do you have for moving in that direction?
Absolutely. Well, a lot of people that did, different types of presentations have moved those to an online platform, whether that is through Zoom or Facebook. And I would say that if you are going to do something online, that you even have to be more succinct and more very, very decisive in how you're going to present that. We have found, and I've done during this time of COVID, I've did about 40 different interviews with top sellers and leaders across the board with every single company. And what are they finding to be the best strategies? And what we have discovered is that the average person will watch a presentation about 22 minutes. And then they get a little bit bored with that. So you better get your best stuff up front. And that is going to be really important. Keep it exciting, keep it fun. They'll stay on longer. But selling in groupings or showing and presenting in groupings and bundles is going to be much more interesting for people. It's going to allow your sales to be much higher. If you've only got about 20 minutes to really grab someone's attention, you've got to come out with some of your best benefits and products and show those in groupings or bundles instead of, and this next item is, and this next item is. People are going to get bored with that very, very quickly. So that is one advice that I have. And then shadowing other people. Take the time to sit in on other people's shows. That's what I've done in these last 3 months. I've asked anybody, invite me to one of your events. I'd be happy to come. I'd like to watch. I want to see how they're working. And I encourage people in the field to shadow either their upline leader or shadow other people that are successful within their company so that they can see some of the best strategies for success. But I would say to create those scripts and be very succinct in what you're going to present. Try some different ways, have fun with it, but definitely be prepared and be prepared to bring your best straight out of the gate.
Well, we're on for more than 22 minutes today, so I'm glad we had you in the first 22 minutes so you can add a bit of buzz and keep people interested and keep them going for the full hour. Sort of to the flip side of that, technology plays such a big part in direct selling today. So what do you feel is really important from a technology perspective?
Do you know, people have to be on platforms, but I would say to you, first and foremost is pick one platform and then maybe a secondary one. So that might be Facebook as your main platform and then maybe Instagram, but don't try to be on all platforms and don't try to dilute your efforts across many, many boards. So pick the one that resonates with you and really give it your energy and get focused on that. So that's one. The second is that there still are 5 main reasons that people would join a direct sales company. And that is additional income or supplemental income. It is a flexible schedule. It is the friendships and relationships. It's recognition, and it's the personal development that you experience from it, the growth and personal development. And so anytime that you are talking on your platforms or you are showing lifestyle posts or you are talking about your business, when you can integrate those 5 categories into any of those posts, that's going to resonate with people more. It's going to grab their attention and they're going to say, oh, she's enjoying the day by the pool with her kids because of her direct selling business. Wow, I'd like to have that too. So those are the kinds of things when you're doing those lifestyle posts that are extremely important. The other probably greatest tool that I am seeing where people are just knocking it out of the park with their monthly sales. We have seen higher monthly sales on average per consultant than we've ever seen. And it's super exciting. I mean, we've seen people with, $7,000 in sales, $10,000 and upwards of $20,000 in sales. It's been mind blowing. I've even talked with some leaders that have even had higher numbers than that. That's certainly not the average, but they're doing that through really establishing their private groups, like on Facebook, a VIP group. Customer acquisition is number one. It is getting the word out there, letting people know what you do, and getting those customers in there where you can build a relationship with them, where you can build trust with them, where they get to know you. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. And doing that through that VIP group is going to be critical. Now, one of the things that the number one question I get is, I've got this VIP group, but I'm just not sure what to post all of the time. It is our number one question. And I always say that if you kind of know what you're going to say ahead of time, it makes it easier for you. And so plan your lives. Live video is still number one in this space. Facebook, Instagram, they are showing live video more than they will show anything else. So going live in those VIP groups is going to be critical. And lead with your company. Let your company lead you. So they usually always are laying out monthly specials. So like week 1, let your group know what those specials are and let them know what's being featured that month. And then week 2, do a focus on a particular product, but make sure that that product, accompanied with a grouping that goes well with that product, is part of one of those offers. That way you're always leading people back to whatever is being featured from your company for that particular month. Week 3, we really encourage everyone in that VIP group to do their own presentation, but don't do the whole entire presentation every week. People will get bored with that. Focus on a shortened presentation that just features those items that your company has highlighted for that month, either as the customer sales, any kind of host specials that are available. And then the 4th week would be really focusing on what's coming up for the next month, like any kind of host events or specials, any kind of exclusives, and whatever a company's join special may be. Any kind of, additional items that might be available at that month, or any kind of specials that might be going on, or talking about the opportunity. Of course, throughout, you want to supplement that with different posts and those different lifestyle shots. But if you have a plan, it's going to be much easier for you to execute than just getting on there and rambling on. We also know, we say that people will stay on for about 22 minutes, but people will stay on for about, it is like 40 seconds if you don't grab somebody in the first 40 seconds. So go in strong and say, hi, everyone, and here's what I'm doing. If you're watching this on replay, grab people's attention from the very beginning. Don't spend a lot of time. Then you can go back and say, hey, Mary, I see Mary's here. Hey, Linda, so glad you're here. You can do that, but don't start out with that. Don't start out going, okay, we're going to wait a minute to get started. And, oh, hey, Linda, and oh, hey, so-and-so. People are already clicking off. They're not going to watch. So come out of the gate saying who you are, what you're going to talk about that day, thank all of your replay visitors, then say some hellos because people are already going to be engaged. So that's my advice for using some technology.
Awesome. Sounds like having a plan is very important. And from my perspective, I think your company as a direct seller, your head office, they've done this 1,000 times with 1,000 other consultants. So look to what they do as best practice, and that's often a really good offering and can really help you because they want you to succeed. Just one final question. Can you tell us about some of the tools and services that you provide for the industry?
Absolutely. We provide a lot of tools for the independent sales consultant, as well as we offer consulting for the different companies. And I've got the awesome privilege of working with many. But today is all about the Direct Sellers Day. And so we have a lot of tools available at our website, which is stepintosuccess.com. But probably one of the biggest tools that we have put a focus on for the last 4 years has been our planner. And this is our brand new one that just launched last night. And our planner is really a business system. So it really helps people to cast the vision, keep their goals alive, do weekly, monthly challenges, keeps track of their schedule, and it comes with 16 video tutorials. So this year is the most training that we've offered inside of that planner, and it really is a complete business system for the direct seller. We've got some other additional accessory items that go with it this year, but I would say that is the tool, honestly, that if you're in direct sales, it's a planner that's created specifically for you. That would be an awesome place to start. And then you can learn a lot more about some of the other things. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Facebook is our big platform. And then I'm on LinkedIn, and where we talk more about some of the things that we offer for the companies. But we do, onboarding is my number one most passionate thing. And that's probably what I help companies with more than anything, is making sure that their onboarding experience for their new consultants is stellar. so that they have the best chances for success, because we've got a short window to grab people, and we really need to make sure that they have the tools necessary for that onboarding experience.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it's in everybody's interest that a new recruit succeeds. So certainly you offer some tools and the company offer those tools. So that's amazing. So stepintosuccess.com for all that. So Belinda, thank you very much for your time today. Happy Direct Sellers Day.
And again, thank you so much. Happy Direct Sellers Day to everyone. And thank you so much, Peter, for including me in this awesome day.
Amazing. Thanks for your time. Thanks, Belinda. Now let's turn our attention to the screen where you can see the logos of all the direct selling companies who are members of DSA Canada. For those of you who represent these companies, we love having you as part of the DSA family. If you don't see your company on these slides, now might be a great time to talk with your leaders and encourage them to join. DSA membership definitely provides a level of confidence that consumers and potential recruits will recognise and trust. We also run many seminars and events for member companies and provide valuable research and resources. Let's take another moment as we continue to recognise our company members. It's now my pleasure to be joined by my colleague, DSA Communications Manager, Cathy Lepiani. Hi Cathy, happy Direct Sellers Day.
Happy Direct Sellers Day, Peter. It's great to be here and to be here with our Facebook Live group. Hello everyone, so exciting today.
So Cathy, you played a central role in Direct Sellers Day coming to be. Can you tell us a little bit more about some of the things that are happening today as part of the celebration?
Yes, we have a ton of things happening today to help raise awareness of the direct selling opportunity and how empowering it is. So we need your participation. So everybody out there on Facebook Live, we need you to do 3 things today to really make this a success. First, number 1 is share your stories, share your pictures, your images, and use our hashtags. Use Direct Sellers Day and Direct Social Influential. And if you're not sure what to write, we've put together a toolkit to help you, so feel free to look on our website at dsa.ca for examples, images, and so much more. Number 2, we also need you to retweet and participate and share our tweets and our posts today in stories. And make sure that you're following us to see and reshare our posts. So look us up on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram at DSA Canada. For LinkedIn and YouTube, search us up at Direct Sellers Association. And number 3, if you haven't already done so, please purchase a Direct Sellers Day mug to show your support for our scholarship program. And you can find where you can purchase the mug on our website at dsa.ca. Peter, can you tell us a little bit more about the scholarship program?
Absolutely. So every year, DSA Canada awards a total of $16,000 in academic scholarships to individuals who are pursuing a post-secondary education and who are themselves an active independent consultant, or who have a parent or grandparent who is an active independent consultant from one of our member companies. This year's scholarship winners will be announced actually this coming Monday, both on our socials and on our website. So please make sure you check back with us to see who won. For more information, you can go to about the scholarship program, you can go to dsa.ca to the scholarship page.
Well, Peter, now we have some more exciting announcements. So you can enter for a chance to win more prizes today. So $200 Visa gift card in addition to what we're doing live on air right now. We're also going to be giving away an additional 4 $200 Visa gift cards to 4 random individuals who participate in our campaign today and use our hashtags. So for full contest details and regulations, please visit our website at dsa.ca. It's super exciting, right, Peter?
Yeah, free money, guys. Post away. We can't wait to see what you say about Direct Selling Day and about what your experience is in direct sales. We have a couple of questions from the chat. This is one we get quite regularly. It's can consultants join the DSA? Actually, our members are the companies who the consultants would work with, so not the individual consultants. But we do offer, obviously, some things that are of great value to the consultants. So we do things like this, Direct Sellers Day, where we promote the direct selling opportunity and bring some positive public relations to what it is we do. We have the scholarship program, obviously, which is very important. We also have a code of ethics, which all of our member companies sign up to, and which sort of goes over and above the laws of the land to ensure that consultants and consumers are protected in terms of, you know, consumer affairs and relationships with the other people in that relationship. So that's very important for our consultants, and we'll talk a little bit about that code hopefully a little bit later in this hour. But Cathy, can you introduce the next video that we have to show today?
Sure, Peter. And those are some great questions. Keep them coming so we can keep answering them later in the segment.
We do there is a question here, sorry, what is the hashtag again? So Direct Sellers Day, hashtag Direct Sellers Day, or Direct Social Influential. They're the two that we want to see you use.
So our next clip features Julie, an independent consultant for Takara, and Enid from She's Got Legs, and they're both sharing why they chose direct selling and what it means to them. So also don't forget to watch the full video and individual interviews on our YouTube channel today, Direct Sellers Association, and they'll also be featured on our socials later today. Let's take a look at the video.
So I originally decided to go into direct sales to help out my sister, to encourage her, who was also selling Takara, and to make a little bit of extra money. But I soon decided that I really want to continue this during my retirement. So this is going to be my retirement career. It's been great. It's flexible hours. I'm my own boss, and then I can work as much as I want or as little as I want, depending on what I'm doing at the time. I've developed my leadership skills, my entrepreneurial skills, and my organizational skills are much better. And I'm using technology in different ways now, and I'm definitely stepping out of my comfort zone, and I've learned that has been very rewarding. I'd absolutely recommend independent sales to anybody, whether it's part-time or full-time. You get a little bit of extra money, you get incentives, free product, you can be your own boss. You have nothing to lose. Try it. That's what I tell my friends.
I am a wife, a mother, and a nurse, but it was time for me to take care of me. When I think of the curvy-sized woman being able to match her little girl, I love that. The amazing part is the extra cash allows me to splurge a little. Those pretty earrings I want, a new backpack for kids, and even money towards traveling. I would recommend this.
Visit dsa.ca for more information and to download your Direct Sellers Day Toolkit.
Our next speaker is a true champion of female entrepreneurs. As founder and CEO of the Mompreneurs organization from 2010 to 2020, Maria Locker worked with her team across Canada to grow their community of women to over 23,000 members and subscribers. Now, as the founder and CEO of Revolution Her, Maria is excited to bring even more support, empowerment, and inspiration to women of all ages and walks of life. She is sought as a speaker, contributor, and expert surrounding topics including economic empowerment, gender equality, lifestyle, and business trends. Maria has been featured in Maclean's, The Huffington Post, and on The Marilyn Dennis Show and Canada AM. Welcome to Direct Sellers Day, Maria.
Hi, Peter. Thank you so much for having me. Happy Direct Sellers Day.
Thank you so much for being with us. We've obviously worked with the Mompreneurs organization and Revolution Her for a number of years, and it's been a great relationship because you do have a lot of direct sellers as part of your membership. But to start off, can you tell us a little bit about Revolution Her, and then I'll leave it with you to provide some insights into how female entrepreneurs are ready to take on the world.
Absolutely. Thanks, Peter. Well, as Peter mentioned, I'm the founder and CEO of Revolution Her, and the whole purpose of this organization is to offer tailored and inspired events to support women from every aspect of their life, whether they're entrepreneurs or business women, and all women in between. We connect our members to community of like-minded women so that they can have support and inspiration to unleash their potential and feel fulfilled. And let's just be honest, right now, the world is a little bit upside down. Entrepreneurship has taken a bit of a blow. And so we really have seen some amazing things happening in the past few months through entrepreneurship and Ongenuity. In particular, women entrepreneurs really have gravitated towards this lifestyle of direct selling. And we've seen it over the last 10 years with so many of our members and the impact that direct selling has had in their lives. Number one thing that we hear is that really the women in our community want to live life on their own terms. And direct selling really offers flexibility and time freedom for them to pursue their passion and something that has caused a new spark for them in their lives. It's really exciting to see when a woman has found something that they're now so ready and eager to share with their friends, their family, and we've seen so many successes along the way for the women in our community. What I love most about direct selling is the new skills that it introduces to a woman's life. I personally also dabbled with some direct selling back in my early days when I first had my 2 kids. I was with Pampered Chef, and I can still tell you some of the lessons I've learned from those early days have carried over now into this international corporation that I run. The support that I felt, the camaraderie between members and consultants is pretty incredible. So for women in particular, I really feel like direct selling has become this opportunity, this shining light that women can grab onto and feel a little bit of something new, but also feel excited and hopeful for the future for what this business can bring them. Now with COVID-19 and obviously a lot of changes that have come, there's been a lot of impact for women in particular. Childcare has been affected. And right now, I actually think direct selling is one of the best opportunities in entrepreneurship than ever before. Flexibility right now is number one priority. If you're not sending your kids back to school, depending on how things have been rearranged in your life, a lot of that burden has been set on women. And so with COVID, I'm actually finding that there's been a lot of really positive impacts. Yes, there's been negative effects. Yes, there's been, having to figure out how to make the money come in, how to really still feel that authentic connection with clients and customers, but get through every day. And the roadblocks have been challenging for sure. I think one of the number one things I've found with women in particular has been that they've shifted to now showing their expertise. And they've shifted to an online platform, just like Belinda was mentioning, where they're more confident in sharing as opposed to being in home or in person with people. They've shifted really quickly and been able to show their expertise online. And I think it's incredible. It shows the grit and perseverance that entrepreneurs have to have. It's a little spark that we all need to have in order to remain resilient and move forward through the changing times. Now, I do have a couple of top tips that I would love to share. Over the last 10 years, we've learned so much from the women in our community. And I will say, because I can speak on the side of women, I will say that number one thing that I've noticed is that women really struggle with trying to do it all. So no matter what area you are in direct selling, I really want to encourage you to try to focus on your one thing at a time and really be all in with that one thing as much as you can when you're focused on it. Really, truly, I don't believe there's any work-life balance. There is no balance. We're not meant to balance a million different things from side to side, but there is certainly flow. So if you go in expecting that at any time you do need to be flexible, I do think the flow from day to day is possible. And being all in for one thing would mean when you're dialed in for work, you're working. When you're dialed in for parenting, you're parenting. Try not to give half parts of yourself to all parts in your life, or you will eventually burn out. I also think that you need to give yourself permission to change on the fly, to expand and open up new opportunities for yourself. And lastly, I do want to encourage, and it's something that was mentioned in the video, authenticity matters every single time. What was it when you first heard about your business opportunity? What was that spark that brought life into you to think, I could do this? This is meant for me. Oh my gosh, someone's speaking my language. I've been there. I know what that feels like. So I want you to think about that when you are now moving into a lot of online content. Maybe you are still doing some in-person opportunities, but because things are online, it's more important than ever to really hit that authenticity piece. Remind yourself why you love what you do, and that will naturally carry over to the people who are in front of you, who are trusting you, who are interested in what you have to offer. I really do believe with resilience, adaptability, and creativeness, direct selling can open up worlds of opportunity for so many women and so many people interested in entrepreneurship. The last thing I do want to say is about key relationships and service providers. You have a wealth of knowledge in the direct selling industry with leaders and mentors. Grab onto someone, listen to their advice. They've walked the path before you. There's no reason that you have to walk through entrepreneurship on your own. There is a world of support and resources out there for you. I also want to encourage you to try as best as you can to keep your numbers organized right from the very beginning. What happens if you explode and all of a sudden have 100 consultants in your first month? Are you prepared to do that? Numbers are a really key factor in making sure that your growth can be scalable. So start from the beginning, get yourself organized, hire it out if you have to. Numbers are not my thing. That's definitely something I did. And just remember that no question is a silly question. You've got so much at your fingertips, community of support. Make sure you're not being shy and go out there and get what you want. They say truly that if you want to go fast, you go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. And I think, honestly, this direct selling industry has so much to offer and so many incredible support systems available. The DSA has so many incredible resources on their website as well. There's no choice but to go together. So you can go as far as you can. Peter?
Thanks, Maria. I wish I could say things quite as eloquently as you can sometimes, but yeah, that was really fantastic. Just to point out that around 82% of consultants in direct selling are women, so that's why we tend to have a little bit of a focus there. But shout out to the 18% who are men. Very important to us as well, and very important to our companies. So Maria, thank you so much for your time, and look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you, Peter.
So just a reminder to drop your comments and questions into the chat section of the live stream. I have a few comments and questions that I'd like to answer now. One question, just logged in when you were chatting about the scholarships. Would that be for grade 12 students entering into university next fall? It's actually, our scholarships are a little unique. They start out at people going into their second year of university or college. The reason for that is that so many scholarships are for first year students. When these scholarships first came about, they decided they would do something for second year students and beyond. So once you've finished your first year, you can, or as you're finishing your first year, you can apply for the scholarship for the next year. And a great comment from Donna from She's Got Legs, one of our member companies. Happy Direct Sellers Day to all our members. She's Got Legs is a proud member of DSA Canada, and know that our team of incredible women have benefited on so many levels in this industry. So thanks for that question and that great comment, and we'll get back to more later on. Now, before I go to our next guest, I'd like to go to another short video from one of our great friends in the Canadian Parliament.
Hi, I'm Karen Vecchio, Member of Parliament for Elgin Middlesex London. I know that the last few months have been extraordinarily challenging, and I thank all of the people that have contacted me regarding these times. I would like to congratulate the DSA for all of the work that you have done to make sure that the voices of the 1.2 million Canadians that participate in direct selling were heard. I too was a direct seller, and I did it, and I absolutely loved and enjoyed it. It was a time that I could have my family, plus have my own activities in a business, and it was really wonderful. I know that 80% of this sector is also made up of women. So I'd like to congratulate you once again for this extraordinary celebration, and best wishes to all.
Visit dsa.ca for more information and to download your Direct Sellers Day Toolkit.
A big thanks to Karen Vecchio for making that video for us. Next year we'll get her to do it in landscape, but you know, that was a fantastic little video for us. She's a true friend to the direct selling industry. As she said, she's been there, she understands us, and she supports our role in the economy. And government issues aren't always the most fun, but they are incredibly important to our industry. Our next guest doesn't just love dealing with governments and creating winning public relations strategy, he actually makes it seem interesting to the rest of us as well. Hugh Williams is the President of Impact Public Affairs and specialises in government and media relations. DSA Canada has partnered with Impact for a number of years. Hugh is on speed dial for all the heavy hitters in Ottawa. Hugh's government experience is diverse, having served as Acting Chief of Staff to the Deputy Prime Minister of Canada, as a Senior Special Assistant to the Minister of Constitutional Affairs, and as a Legislative Assistant to the Speaker of the Alberta Legislative Assembly. That's a mouthful. With extensive experience in the print and broadcast media, he has appeared frequently on CBC and CTV National News. But don't let all that put you off. He's actually a great guy, and he's here with us today. Hi, Hugh. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Peter. Thanks for having me on. It's exciting to be here in my office overlooking Parliament Hill, and I have to say, you and I have a tough job to keep up with all these intelligent women, articulate women who are, it's such a great learning opportunity just for me to hear everything that Maria and others were talking about in the lead up to how to get your message across. It's fantastic.
Is it quiet in Ottawa today, or are there lots of people around?
Government is still mostly working from home, so it is quiet downtown, but they are working for sure. And as you know from a lot of the lobbying activity we've been involved in with DSA, they've been listening. They've been trying to figure out how they can really help Canadians, and in a lot of ways they've come through for DSA. Yeah. We're excited about it.
So I think today it'll be great for us to have a chat about some fairly basic issues that can impact everybody in direct selling. The first one, there are probably a lot of people joining us today who have never really thought of themselves as an advocate for direct selling. Can you talk a little bit about the importance of putting on your direct sales hat when voting and participating in democracy?
Yeah, I mean, one of the really unique things about direct sellers is that they're naturally articulate. They're ready to talk to their customers. And what we really need to do is help them focus on how they can talk to politicians about the importance of their sector, their entrepreneurship, their leadership in their community, and their importance in the economy. It's very easy for people who are in the direct selling world, particularly in a consultant's role, to just focus on those customers. But we just need to have an understanding that government makes a difference in our lives. And we saw this on the COVID relief program. We saw it, we'll talk, I'm sure, about later in terms of NAFTA and the potential for U.S. sales to come into Canada and really hurt our sales consultants. And we have to begin to tell that story to decision makers, because politicians really listen to constituents. And although I'm engaged with politicians all the time, what they want to hear from is real people, real entrepreneurs, the exciting stories that we hear from direct seller consultants all the time.
Yeah, I mean, whenever we visit with a politician, we say, hey, there's direct sellers in your riding, and that gets their attention because that's someone who could potentially vote for them. So we are a potentially very strong lobby group if we sort of pull in the same direction.
And I think, Peter, just to jump in on that, I think one of the interesting things, with 1 million people involved in the industry across the country, touching every riding, we're spread out geographically. MPs, when they meet with direct sellers on Parliament Hill, when we bring them to town or when we set it up locally, MPs are interested in how they can help and how they can support the industry, particularly because of the demographic is so heavily skewed, as you pointed out earlier, to really helping female entrepreneurs make a difference.
Yeah, and it's interesting when we talk to them, do you know what direct selling is? Often they're like, not really, and you'll say, well, it's these companies. Oh yeah, my sister does, Mary Kay or something. So exactly, they know the individual companies, but not the industry potentially. So just in terms of current events, how do you see direct selling playing a role in things like the economic recovery from COVID-19?
Yeah, some of your earlier speakers have touched on this, but direct selling is in a unique position. People are looking for safer options. They're looking for options that they can trust. Direct selling is perfectly positioned to capitalize on that. And it's also interesting that as big retail struggles with the crisis and how they can adapt to it, that's an edge that direct sellers can fill and do it in a really interesting way. I think that from a government perspective, they've also looked at direct selling as something that is keeping smaller families, communities alive in a way that reaches all across the country. And what we have to make sure is that we leverage this to get governments to streamline programs, but also make sure programs fit the needs of direct sellers, because as all industries are hurting, it's very easy to forget a sector like the direct sellers and think about the bigger industries in the country.
Yeah, and we've seen that with some of the programs coming up with around COVID-19, which I want to touch on now. So, I mean, I think from our perspective, we feel like we've had some significant wins for the industry in recent years, particularly in relation to COVID-19 and also the NAFTA negotiations. Can you sort of paint a little picture of those two in particular?
Yeah, I would say number one, a crisis like this is a time for an association to shine, show how they can really bring together the collective message of their members of the industry that they represent and make sure that government acts on it. And one of the most influential ways was on the CERB benefit, which is the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, which at first was not going to be a benefit to direct sellers. And the government's initial thinking was, well, let's help people that are employed. Let's help people that are losing their jobs. How can we tilt the employment insurance sector to look after more traditional roles? We really began to engage the government on you have to look after these entrepreneurs so that they can have their income supplemented when things fall off a cliff like they did. So direct sellers were eligible for the CERB benefit, the Canadian Emergency Response Benefit, which was a big deal. But then even more important than that, we were able to get the government, DSA was able to get the government to recognize that as consultants earned income, they weren't cut off from the program. So direct selling consultants were allowed to earn income, keep their customer base, maintain that entrepreneurial connection to their customer base, and still collect the CERB benefit. And that's a really tangible benefit that in the kind of traditional thinking of Ottawa bureaucrats that deal with employment issues weren't thinking about. The other one you mentioned is, of course, the trade file. A lot of direct sellers who are listening to this might be thinking, well, what does trade negotiations with the Trump administration have to do with me? One of the things that the Trump administration asked for was a very, and it was across Congress as well. It was a multi-partisan thing in the States to be able to sell directly into Canada without paying any tax or tariffs. It would really, if the government of Canada had caved in on that provision, would have made direct sellers uncompetitive with sales coming across the border that weren't being taxed or weren't having to pay GST. So we fought very hard. DSA put together a really comprehensive plan to make sure that we held the line on those NAFTA negotiations, and there was only a minimal increase in what Americans can sell into Canada under what they call the de minimis, or not very large ratings. And the Americans really wanted to have unfettered access to our market without paying taxes, which would have been a disaster for the direct selling model. So very proud that we got that over the goal line, and it was a pleasure to work with you on that.
Yeah, that was a big deal, and obviously it took a number of years, and we actually did some letter writing campaigns with consultants and got a really good response. Finally, away from government relations, direct selling has long fought a battle for positive PR. Many people's perceptions of the industry are based on misconceptions or on issues that may have happened in other countries or many decades ago. How does direct selling win more positive media and earn respect from the public?
Well, I think it's about rallying and coming together. I mean, events like this make a huge difference. One of the things that we're going to be doing with your team coming out of this is making sure all of those MPs that we've met with have an opportunity to promote this day and the overall message of direct selling on their social media profiles. So we're amplifying the message overall, and it's about building those relationships. So as individual consultants are out there building relationships, telling that story of the larger picture of what direct selling industry can do. And to a certain extent, you have to be able to make sure that you're telling the positive story that's out there now, as opposed to the historical story, and make sure that as you're thinking about it, you want to make a contribution to the larger issue, not just your own sales indications. And I think you look at the testimonials that we've seen so far in today's presentation, and the numerous ones we've produced online over the years. Those impactful personal stories of how direct selling have changed individual family lives and empowered women and others to lead forward. It's an exciting industry, and be part of reflecting that to the broader community is a real added element that consultants can bring to the table. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole idea of an event like today, is to start to tell that message. And as this event evolves over years, hopefully we start to get some more media, and we fill that vacuum that's so often taken up by people who are maybe have negative things to say if we become that. So Hugh, thank you so much for your time. It's been amazing talking with you. Great, thank you for having me on, and it's a great day, and thank you as well for the awesome Direct Sellers Day coffee mug. Not a problem. Cheers. Thank you so much. Now it's time to answer an interesting question, a couple of interesting questions from the chat. Someone asked, is it Direct Sellers Day around the world? So just to let you know, there are
direct sellers associations in around 65 countries around the world. But this particular event is our initiative for the first time this year. But we have had some discussions with some other countries and their associations. They're interested in this initiative. So we're doing a lot of stuff this year, and hopefully all going well, we'll be able to sort of work on this and make it a global event. So let's see how we go from there. We also have a comment from Janice. She's a fan. Direct selling is a game changer for so many and can have such a positive impact on one's life. We need to shout it from the rooftops. Now, before I introduce our final speaker, let's enjoy another short video of consultants from Usana and Monate talking about family, flexibility, and products they love.
I became an Usana independent distributor because my parents tried the product and they love how it made them feel. After researching, they also thought it's a great business opportunity, so they kept talking to me about it. After 1 year, I signed up, mainly for the benefits of Usana products, so we were happy customers and associates. This industry teaches me so much, and I have grown to be a better person. I'm so grateful that I'm forever changed for better in this journey.
I love that, I basically get to choose how my day goes. I get to be there for my kids. I get to be there for my family. I have my weekends back as well. One thing that we love to do is to travel, and I wasn't able to do that before with the schedule that I had. Monate has made an enormous impact on our financial situation, and we're so grateful for it. But having said that, having more time and being able to live a less stressful life has been priceless.
Visit dsa.ca for more information and to download your Direct Sellers Day Toolkit.
Loving those little video interludes. Our final guest is someone who bleeds direct selling and has seen what a difference it makes in people's lives. Linda Rose, General Manager at Mary Kay Canada, has devoted much of her career to travelling the country to mentor and guide women. Today, Linda serves on the boards of the DSA, Cosmetics Alliance Canada, and as the chair of the board of directors for Look Good, Feel Better, a program that is very close to her heart. A true Mary Kay ambassador, Linda is highly regarded for her commitment to living the Mary Kay way, elevating Mary Kay as a beauty brand, and sharing the viability of Mary Kay as a business opportunity. Hi, Linda, and welcome to Direct Sellers Day.
Hey, Peter, it's great to be here with you.
Thank you so much for coming on. Really excited to have you here. Can you talk a little bit about whether you think direct selling can be a leader in equality and how?
Absolutely. I think it really hit home to Mary Kay Canada and to Mary Kay Global, actually, when you're talking about diversity and equality. And we've really taken action in our company globally to form a diversity group. But what I'm really proud about is in Canada, when I look at our sales force, it is incredibly diverse. Obviously, it's predominantly female, but in that group comes from different ethnicities, different ages, different cultures. And in Mary Kay Canada, we've just recently developed a diversity focus group that's going to really focus on that and make sure that we're doing our job to make sure that we have representation and that we're supporting all members of our sales force so that they are feeling represented, feeling that their voice is heard, and that we're being cognizant of that. So absolutely, direct selling is just one of those amazing industries that no matter where you come from, you will find your family, find your tribe, and just feel part of something that's bigger and that will support you.
Yeah, and it's a very, obviously a very low cost way to try out entrepreneurship and see if it's for you as well. I'm sure you have seen Mary Kay opportunity change many people's lives. Can you provide a couple of examples of this?
It goes from the gamut. I think about this year, our number one sales director in Canada, Marie-Pierre Potvin, who was a phys ed teacher not too long ago and has decided to take her Mary Kay business full time and never thought that she was going to do it. And here she was as the number one director in Canada. Or I think about a consultant that was in a unit, and I was on a unit meeting not too long ago, 85 years old, young, has been with the company and has been with us for over 25 years. And just talked about that relationship and how Mary Kay made her feel comforted and at home. Even during COVID, her sales director checked on her every single day. So success varies, and we're certainly seeing in Mary Kay the tremendous influx that we've had in these last few months with just so many people joining the company. But I'm so excited to see the age of the 20-year-olds and the 30-year-olds that are joining for this opportunity. And then, of course, our tenured consultants that you can even see on the chat today, some of them have been with us 30 and 40 years. Success is relevant. There's people that have risen to the top, but there's other people that have said, this is just the balance I want in my life. Much what Maria spoke about is that they want to have choices and they want to have that ability to be with their family. And what I love is when I see a consultant that has joined and was single and is now married with a family, and this business has evolved with her as she's gone throughout her career. So tremendous success stories. And that's what keeps me passionate about the industry and direct selling. And no matter what company you're with, you see that each and every day.
Awesome. And can you talk a little bit about the giving nature of direct selling and how that's manifested at Mary Kay?
I am just so incredibly proud of our sales force. You saw the statistics earlier on about how much time is given by direct sellers. We have our Mary Kay Ash Charitable Foundation, which supports 2 initiatives, Women Living with Violence in the Home, and of course the Look Good Feel Better program, which supports women that are living with the side-related effects of cancer, and they're involved in workshops. I'm proud to be the chair of the Look Good Feel Better program, where more than 50% of all volunteers are from Mary Kay. We donate, because of our sales force, the fundraising events of our sales force, over $100,000 annually to that program, plus product, plus the volunteer program. And this year, when COVID hit, we always supported domestic shelter in every province or territory. And this year, when COVID hit, we realized that domestic violence had increased in the home due to the pressures of COVID. And we were able to support 53 shelters across Canada with a financial donation, plus support of hand sanitizer. So this is part of our DNA, and I think I speak for many companies, and I certainly know my fellow board members and their companies, that direct selling is part of the nature because we are community-based. And when you support the direct seller, you're supporting the community as well. And that charitable DNA that is so much a part of us is really at the core of the Direct Selling Association, at the core of each of our companies. So incredibly proud. And certainly, as Hugh talked about, when we go talk to government officials, they're shocked at the amount of support that we give charitably, and that all stays in Canada, which is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing. And I've worked in other industry associations, and what I see in the direct selling industry is the sharing and the giving is just amazing. Finally, a little bit of a pitch for DSA, but I wanted to touch on the DSA Code of Ethics, which our member companies sign up to and which protect consultants and consumers. Do you believe that following the code helps Mary Kay to attract new consultants by building trust?
Yeah, I mean, I think, we talked about it today. One of the reasons we're doing today is to share about direct selling and possibly to garner more understanding about what our great industry does. And I know that we talk a lot about the DSA at Canada, Mary Kay Canada, and certainly saw the participation a lot of our consultants are on today because they understand what Direct Sellers Association does for us. They protect us. Our consultants get involved. The de minimis issue is one that they took very personally and reached out and supported us in letter writing campaigns. They understand that companies that are with the DSA are governed by codes and ethics. Those are companies that you can trust. Those are companies that you can believe in. And those are companies that share the same values that so many of us do in this industry. And as you said, being members in different associations, I've never seen an industry like direct selling where we support each other and, we share ideas. I'm great friends with so many of the people that run the organizations in Canada, and many of the guest events that I've been to when I was able to travel and actually leave my home, we would see events in Winnipeg where other direct sellers participated. So there'd be 8 or 9 other direct sellers plus Mary Kay, and we're talking about direct selling to the community. It's not about a competition, it's about supporting each other. And what I love is watching direct selling consultants purchasing from other direct sellers, because when you help a woman or a man in direct selling, you're helping that community. You're helping to change that family's life. You might be helping to support that young son playing hockey this year because of the extra $500 they made direct selling possible. So without a doubt, the companies that are involved in our industry and our members are certainly the companies that you can join feeling safe, feeling secure, and knowing that you're represented. And as we often say, you're never in business, by yourself in direct selling. You also have the support of the Direct Sellers Association and those code of ethics to protect you.
We had a couple of comments. We've weeded out all the bad comments about you from our Facebook chat. So a couple of great ones. Yay, Linda, fearless leader with a huge heart. And so blessed to have Linda sitting at the head of Mary Kay. So Linda, thank you so much for today and happy Direct Sellers Day.
You as well, Peter. Great job on that you're doing, and your team is doing an exceptional job.
Thank you. So here's our last video. We're just going to run through, take a little bit of a glimpse of what went on behind the scenes at our recent video shoot.
Meet some of our members' independent sales consultants to find out why they chose direct selling. If you're interested in launching your career,
Celebrate Direct Sellers Day.
Hey Cathy, welcome back. How about we announce the winner of the $200 Visa gift card for those people who participated in the chat. Here it is.
Sounds exciting. Drum roll. So we picked someone at random from the chat, and I'm happy to announce that the winner is Vanessa Delaurier.
Well done, Vanessa.
Woo! Vanessa will be in touch later today to arrange delivery of the prize. Again, thank you to everyone who participated in the contest. And don't forget that there's another 4 of those cards available to be won. So please make sure that you participate today and share your stories. Just like Linda was saying, there's so many empowering stories out there. And you can also enter for a chance to win a prize. I also wanted to share a couple other comments from the chat.
Got Christine there. She's saying all the best gifts come from direct selling companies. So yeah, Christmas is coming up. Support your direct sellers.
That's right. You got to support local. Carol, yes, I look for companies that are part of DSA Canada. When something new comes on the market, I check first.
And so any other questions, comments we get during the day on chat or just via our other social media, we'll try to reach out to everybody as the day goes on.
Don't forget to share your stories and pictures on social media again using our hashtags Direct Sellers Day and Direct Social Influential. And follow us on Instagram and Twitter at DSA Canada and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also visit our website at dsa.ca for more information and to buy one of these collector mugs.
Buy a mug. I want to thank everyone involved today, particularly Cathy, our speakers, and also Trudy Moffat and her team at Diversified Productions, who helped to bring our idea for a live event to life. A recording of this event will be available on our YouTube channel later today. In closing, with everything that's been going on, let's face it, this has been a tough year. But for today, let's celebrate what we have and what we can be. To stay in touch, follow us on social media. We really believe that direct selling has a great future and want to tell the world about it. Thanks again, and happy Direct Sellers Day.